Alright, what's up guys? So it's gonna be a quick video on some things I like about the car, since these are kind of popular videos. Cars that things that I like about the car, and I can make one if you guys want to see about stuff I don't like about the car. Just let me know, or I'll probably do it anyways. We'll see. That's if I could find some pretty good reasons not to like, this particular car. But the first thing I like about this car is there's a lot of parts for them. They made them from 94 to 01, and that's not like your regular Honda Civic or Accord or Prelude or whatever, where they only made 4 years, so you only have 4 years of like OEM hoods or fenders or bumpers, or like there's a lot of aftermarket and reproduction, but OEM parts can kind of get rare. But like this fender, there's thousands of out there available in this color, in red, white, blue, whatever you want, but there's OEM parts everywhere, from brake, suspension, interior, everything can be had cheap, because they made a lot of Acura Integras compared to all of the other models in the Honda Acura lineup. And that's pretty cool, because this car is basically a junkyard build. It's got a lot of OEM good parts that are original, but off of other cars pretty much. So yeah, that's the first thing. So from 94 to 01, all those parts are available, and there's a lot getting junked, there's a lot getting parted out, there's a lot of parts floating around for these cars. The second thing I like about this car, and you're gonna find this real weird, but it's actually why I like this body so much: the quarter panels. Yeah, that's right. I like classic cars because they have big doors, hoods, fenders, and quarter panels. But this is just a small little Japanese car, but it still maintains a quarter panel that goes to here, all the way back. And you might be saying, well, a lot of coupes have large quarter panels. That is true, but a lot of cars have a body line, a real big crease to accent the door handle and everything, or they have some type of big flare that goes over with the body flare and all that. But this is pretty much just a flat panel with a small body line going down, just to give it, a little look to it. But yeah, so the quarter panels, it's kind of weird, but I love the length of them. I love being in the car looking down them. That's why I try and did the body work as good as possible, so I won't have as much waves. And even though it is wavy, I have done this car better than I did previous cars. Alright, so the last one, besides just look at the car, it looks pretty freaking awesome, like there's really not a lot of cars that resemble this in, the type of package that you get with the engine and transmission, like a high output. But the last thing I like, especially for the GSR or Type R model, is the engine and transmission. The higher compression, the VTEC, the high lift cams, and the short gear ratio, and the interior with the steering wheel and the gear shifter and the transmission. Like, I've driven a lot of manual transmission cars, and this is the type of car that it's like I kind of consider it like a rifle, or like a machine gun. You push the clutch in, you put into gear, you release off, you step on the gas, and you point it, in whichever direction you want and you shoot it. There's a lot of cars that have lag. There's a lot of cars that, you know, don't really have pickup, that are manual, even though, you know, like manual transmission cars are the way to go if you want, you know, to be direct in control. But I felt a lot of other cars to be kind of dull. But Acura Integras are definitely point and shoot type of cars. You point in the direction, you slam on the gas, and you go. And just that direct feel, and the suspension, the brakes, and everything, like you're just in control of it. There's millions of cars, there's hundreds of makes and models, I mean hundreds of makes that have that feeling, and I've driven a lot of cars, but nothing compares to the Acura Integra. Whether it's the second gen, third gen, or the RSX, but the third gen Acura Integra has that feel, you know, it's got a nostalgic feel to it. So it's more direct, you know, like the rack and pinion is very low, and just the design and the geometry of the suspension, it just gives you that feeling combined with the engine and transmission. So my third one will be, I guess, the feel of the car. So yeah, so those are my three things that I absolutely love about this car, and no other car really comes close to it. And so yeah, so I'm gonna cut it off right now, and I'll see you on the next one.